give us the answer to BC, line BC, and the theory that is involved, the two together. If you can get that correctly, you get a prize courtesy of our sponsor, Prince ENGR. And if you can't get to us via phone call, you can go to any of our social media platforms, as you have seen on your screen, and you'll get your prize. You can be rest assured. We'll take this short break. My guest is already in the house, and he's ready to talk to us about something very, very important to the development of engineering, especially in young people. We'll be right back after this break. Right, glad to know that you are still there. My guest is already in the house. He's engineer ADEWALE YUSUFF, and the topic he'll be discussing with us is engineering practical skill acquisition, the surest way to your future. And that is a very, very big topic, and he will dissect it with us, for us, in the next 10 minutes. Welcome to Engineering.
Thank you.
And I'm sure you are feeling at home.
Very, very.
All right, we go ahead with your presentation.
Yes, let me start by saying good evening, viewers, and I also want to wish all of us a happy new year, all the engineers out there, all our seniors, and especially the young ones for whom this program is especially tailored. Like the presenter rightly said, the topic that I want to treat is practical engineering skills acquisition, the surest way to secure your future. We all know that if you look at history or the background, there are three things that people know that these are the basic things that we need in life: food, clothes, and shelter. Every other thing like entertainment, vehicles, these are luxuries. Now, in the olden days, there's a lot of contentment. If you don't have a car, you don't have to cry. And like that communal thing, if you don't have food, people behind you, people beside you will give you food. And there's that dignity in labor. Everybody wants to work. You feel, when I was growing up, there are people who will come and clear our excreta. We call them night soilmen. People take pride in doing those jobs. On these days, you see that a lot of people don't even want to work again. You see people doing kidnapping, cyber crimes, embezzlements, all sort of ills. And then you start wondering, the man who is trying to work and he's doing his own bit, and some people are not working, they keep on getting rich, they're doing this, but there are implications for those people who are trying to make quick rich syndrome. If they are caught, there's what is called capital punishment. In those days, we used to go to Bar Beach or Kirikiri in Lagos to go and wash armed robbers tied behind bars and shot. So capital punishment is there. People can be imprisoned. There can even be jungle justice. They will kill them instantly. So all these ones are things that will scare people and genuinely interested people who want to walk. That look, don't let me go the bad way. Let me go the good way. Now, those who want to go the good way, there are things you have to do. You want to invest. You can either invest your little money, your capital. You want to invest into business. You want to invest your time into school and education. So I'm picking this gradually. Now, for the purpose of our viewers, the younger ones especially, they are investing their time in education. But somebody has gone to school, and you are seeing people who are not working, who are not even going to school. What are they achieving? Okay, no, it's a matter of time. I'll get there. You finish school, you go for your NYSC, then you start doing what is called the job prospects. The job prospect, if you eventually get a job, there must be job satisfaction before you can be able to put your mind on the job. But if the job satisfaction is also not there, if your employers choose to motivate you, you still you remain on the job. But when all these things are not there, you start to get scared. Then that's what we call job insecurity. Due to economy of the environment, you can get sacked, you can be retrenched, or any other way. You can even be redundant. You can be put as part of redundancy program of the company. In order to avoid all this, the best thing is to make sure you have a career that will sustain you even in your old age. And that career is engineering. And that's where I'm going. And not just, yes, I'm going to school to study engineering. You must make sure along the way you pick the practical skills. Your skills matters. The whole world is going towards a scenario or a situation whereby it is your skills that matters. What can you offer? What value are you adding to our company? So all of this, we now try to concentrate. Practical skills must be acquired. And how do engineers are out there to solve problems, everyday problems of humanity. That is our job. And when we eventually produce machines and products that will solve all these problems, remember that they must be maintained. All this must be maintained or repaired as the case may be. Who are those to do it? Is it somebody who hasn't got the skills? So we need people who have all these skills. Today, some people have job for life because they have the skills. So no, we look down on most of them. I don't want to mention his name. He was a co-lecturer in Napoli. He has set up his own auto business because he's got the skills. If he hasn't got the skills, once he's sacked, that is the end. So we want people to quickly go into the learning of all these practical skills. Once you are able to acquire the practical skills, then you have a job for life. Even you can clearly start your own small-scale business and you can impress some people. Now, to make this easier, I'll just give you a small example because I need to leave enough room for people to ask me questions because this is an interactive program. I said practical skills acquisition. All the machineries that we are using. I want to take one example. We have generators, we have pumps, we have air conditioners, compressors, just name it. But I'll take just one example and I'm going to dissect it here now. Because I've acquired it. It's in my head. The air conditioning compressor, the one that we use for cold room refrigeration compressor. all these cold rooms, you have them up to starting from 5 horsepower and above. Some are full hermetics, some are semi-hermetics. You can see it on the screen now. I want to be specific about one brand called Copeland. Copeland semi-hermetic. Semi-hermetic means partially sealed. The full hermetic is the one that are completely sealed, but semi-hermetic are the ones that where you have the joints, they make use of what is called gaskets. So they are easily dismantled. So we are going to try to talk about how to dismantle this. I made my early money from this kind of a thing. If you want to do this, if you look at the configuration of the compressor, it has the round end called the front shield. For you to make sure when you are going to reassemble, you must not misplace it. So you have to mark, put a dot on the front side and the other side. Do the same thing on the oil pump, which is at the rear end, the rear shield. Then you must dismantle everything completely to the barest, smallest parts. After that, the next stage is wash everything clean. When you finish washing, inspect the parts one by one. What are you going to look at for? Are they worn out? Can they be reused? When you inspect all these things, the one that cannot be reused, you quarantine them. Are they going to be replaced or they're going to be repaired? When you finish this, get all the parts ready for the assembly. Then you do another round of washing again, the final washing. Get your gaskets ready, because the parts that are going to close, you must put gaskets. All the old gaskets must be removed. Now you start to reassemble this gradually. You can see on that screen. Maybe they will soon bring that one out now, where those parts are put into different smallest units. Then when you now reassemble, you make sure you are using torque wrench from where you are going to have the various tightening points. If it is over tightening, that's a problem. So when you assemble, there are parts that will run relative to one another, rubbing, in order to prevent friction. While you are doing your assembly, you have to make sure you put your lubricants. When you finish assembling, I'm talking of the mechanical part now. When you finish that, you make sure that side you put the engine oil, the compressor oil. You call it Capella D oil. Fill it to the appropriate level within the crankcase. After doing that, the electrical side, because there are two sides to it. A semi-hermetic, it's a compact whole unit. It's got the electrical side and the mechanical side. That electrical side is either it is still functioning or it is burnt out. If it is burnt out, what you do is remove it, go and rewind it, then you bring it back for reassembly. If it is not burnt out, you have to service it. And how do you do that? Remove it, wash it clean with water and even any liquid soap. Then you dry it in the oven. When it is fully dried, then you bring it out, inspect it for maybe lamination problem or anything like that. Then you apply varnish. The varnish is to make sure that all the windings are well bonded together. After that, spray a little of anti-rust, and then the stator and rotor assembly, reassemble them, and once you finish the entire assembly, go and test your compressor. Once it works okay, you paint it. That is as good as almost new. You can just sell it. You can the same process for generator, the same process for pumps and stuff like that. So this small analysis or explanation is a small way that even somebody who has not even left the school can start to make small money to send it to sponsor his education. Let me stop here at this. I really want to be taking on.
All right, you definitely you'll be taking on, and we want you to call us. We want you to not only answer my question, but also to ask my guest a question. Do I have some couple of questions to ask him? I'm sure for young people, he was trying to dissect what a compressor looks like, and it might seem as though he was mentioning some big terms. That is because he has a background in mechanical engineering, so that's why he's talking like that, like a mechanical engineer. So if you have a question, please go ahead and call us, but I will take him up on one or two things that he spoke about. He spoke about employability. He spoke about learning something to make money out of them. Now, the challenge most young people have, if you have 10 of them, probably you have 2 or 3 that want to be an engineer. Every other ones will tell you, I want to go into the creative arts, music industry and all of that. That is where the money is. Now, are you trying to convince them now that there is money in engineering?
Honestly, there's big money in engineering. I've worked in Nigeria, I've worked overseas. Overseas, in fact, to be specific, I worked in England. It wasn't easy to get a job, but my engineering practical skills enabled me not to go and do just any bad job. What the young ones need is mentorship. Those of us who are already there, we need to support these younger ones. We need to be there for them. We need to make sure they love the essence of doing industrial attachment. It's for them to acquire all these skills. I did it. I did it in Water Corporation, in Lagos Water Corporation. My knowledge in Lagos Water Corporation helped me to run Ogun State Water Corporation in conjunction with my German. I was the executive director of operations. And my work is make sure water flows in all the taps. I acquired that a long time ago. I was one of the first set of people that trained in Perkins generator in Nigeria when I was in tractor and equipment in the division of USA of Nigeria back then in 1985. So all this, what the young ones need is mentorship. If you go, don't run after money when you are still learning. Run after acquisition of knowledge. Money will run after you. But I repeat, money will run after you. I'm getting close to 60. Almost 60. I can still work. I can set up my own business. But what do I fall back on if I don't have those things? How can somebody say, okay, what did you study? Sorry, apology to those who study purchasing and supply. The next thing is, if in fact, you will now end up going back to go and submit APU, to go and beg for APU. You haven't got any other thing to fall back on. An engineer, you see most people that train then with us, that the people you see along that Oregon, they caterpillars, they have their own businesses around that route. Go and check there. Most of them trained at T&E, tractor and equipment.
So in other words, if you have an engineering skill, then you are settled completely.
Sorry, I'm using you.
So completely for life till old age.
Until you feel I no longer want to work. You can just pass that to your children. The smart ones now, they are training their children to start this education.
All right. I want to ask one last question before we go, because our time is almost up. The employers nowadays talk about employability and of the young graduates. And do you think that they are being sincere? That's number one. Number two, the curriculum that is being taught in engineering in school, are they up to date? Are they compliant with the 21st century?
Let me start with the second one, the curriculum. This is where the NSE comes in. The Nigerian Society of Engineers are the ones who should be more proactive in ensuring that the curriculum for engineers or for engineering students are not just the normal thing. What is it? Look at China, all these other advanced countries. They tailored their curriculum to suit what they need. So NSC should take care of that.
Right, or the unemployability.
Unemployability, they are being sincere. Not everybody, every employer, they want, if you like, bring all the PhD. What do you want? What is the value you want to add to my company? Because they are going to pay you for that service. If somebody is coming to OGTV now, say, if they are going to interview him, they will ask him, what value are you bringing to OGTV? The same thing applies. So they're being sincere. And that's why we are encouraging people. Pick up these skills as you go along.
All right. That's the summary of the message for today. Pick up skills as you go along. If you are studying mechanical engineering, pick up the necessary skills along. Computer engineering, pick up the necessary skills that you think you need to succeed in the field of engineering. Engineering is the best way to go, according to my guest, Engineer ADEWALE YUSUFF. You have a tool that will settle you for life. On this note, we would like to say big thank you to you. Big thank you to our sponsor, Prince Engineer Mc Shilon FNSC, for being there for us every Friday. And as we go, nobody called us. I hope you continue the conversation on our social media platforms. We want to hear from you. Ask us any questions, and you'll be rest assured that you get a reply. For the question for the week, mechatronics is an arm of transport engineering. True or false? Just note all our various social media handles and drop the answer. If you get it correctly, I can assure you that you get the prize courtesy of our sponsor, Prince Engineer MC Shilon FNSC. We have to go now. Thank you so much for being there, and thank you to my guests one more time for coming to the show. Hope we'll see you again and invite you another time. All right, till next week. My name is Tunyo Lanyo. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.